Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and these are my 10 most anticipated films of 2017. So obviously, this is my personal list. These are the 10 movies I am most excited for, the ones that I just cannot wait to get to in the new year. So it's probably going to differ from your list or a lot of the other lists. Just know, these are the ones I'm most pumped for whatever reason that may be. So I love the Fast and the Furious movies. I know, film snobs, you're gonna turn your nose up at me and my love for the franchise, but they are big, fun, car-driven films. I'm a NASCAR fan. I know, even more judgment. But I just love racing. I'm into cars. I'm into the whole thing. They've really amped up the adrenaline, the awesomeness, the action. And it looks like they're going to continue to just get bigger and crazier with things like submarines and wrecking balls in the new Fast and Furious movie. However, I have to say, the trailer and what I've seen so far dampened my excitement and pushed this all the way down to number 10 for the upcoming year. I hate the title, The Fate of the Furious. I think it's a stupid title. It sounds ridiculous. I hate those dreadlocks on Charlize Theron's head. Also, I didn't really like what I saw from her in that trailer. I don't know what they're going to be using her character for, but I hope she doesn't just sit there talking over her mic to Dom the whole movie. And also, I don't love the twist. I mean, we have to do something new. We're 8 films into the franchise already, but we'll see how it works out. And we will all find out the fate of the Furious on April 14th. Like most everyone, I pretty much loved the first Guardians of the Galaxy. It's not necessarily one of my top-ranked Marvel films, but I think it was a good time. It was unique, it was different, it was fun and funny, and I had a blast watching it in the theater. Thus, I'm pretty excited to revisit that whole world, that whole universe, and get familiar with all of these characters once again, and properly meet Baby Groot. However, I didn't love the trailer. I know everybody else, it's like their favorite trailer that came out this year, or it's super high on the list. For me, it was bookended with 2 great scenes, the Baby Groot rocket scene and then the Drax Star-Lord scene at the end, but everything in the middle was very meh to me. Plus, Gamora was so underutilized and underpowered in that first film. And they haven't even let her talk in either of the trailers so far. And she's the only person on the main team who hasn't spoken a word. So unfortunately, I think one of the most badass women in the galaxy is going to be undercut yet again. But we'll adventure back into the galaxy and hopefully have another rockin' good time with an amazing soundtrack to accompany on May 5th. Tom Holland killed it in Captain America Civil War. I thought he was hilarious there, and he actually put me at ease over this whole new Spider-Man reboot situation. But then I saw that the title was SpiderMan Homecoming. I saw that super cheesy artwork for the posters and for the title, and I was really, really worried. But that trailer that came out blew my mind. I loved it. I loved the tone. This is like true high school Peter Parker, and I can't wait. I think it's just going to be a blast, to be honest. I'm hoping this is our best Peter Parker to date. I think both Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield did a fine job, but Tom Holland is age appropriate and looks like he can really embody the Peter Parker I knew from the comic books. So Spider-Man Homecoming opens July 7th. So including Spider-Man, Thor Ragnarok is actually my most anticipated Marvel film coming out in 2017. So people, sometimes including myself, like to rag on the Thor movies in the MCU as being some of the weaker solo entries, but I just personally love Thor. I love being a part of that otherworldliness. I like my superheroes to feel a little bit super, and Thor is the only one who really gives that to me within the Avengers team right now. Other than, Scarlet Witch, but she's not getting her own movie probably ever. But of course, I'm more excited with the addition of the Hulk and the entire Planet Hulk storyline. It seems like it's just going to be an awesome, amazing time. They've been releasing like little promo footage of like where Thor has been during the events of Civil War. And I think it's just going to be a blast. I have personally enjoyed the first two Thors, so I'm pretty pumped for November 3rd when Thor Ragnarok hits theaters. Have I ever mentioned that I love creature features? I have been like a die-hard Godzilla fan my entire life, ever since I was a tiny little kid. Who else have I been a big fan of? King Kong. So when they announced they were going to be doing Kong Skull Island, I was immediately pumped for this movie to come out. I am ready to see Kong just on his island doing his thing. We don't need to see the Empire State Building scene again right now. And we heard it's all leading into a Godzilla vs. King Kong movie. What? And then they released that second trailer and it was amazing. It looked so good. So much grit, so much realness, mixed in with just the complete badassery that is this humongous King Kong in this universe. How could I not be excited? And we'll all get to meet King Kong on Skull Island, March 10th. Few directors put viewers at ease just by having their name on the poster, as much as Christopher Nolan does. Yes, fanboys and film connoisseurs alike love Christopher Nolan, and for good reason. And it looks like his goodwill will be extended into 2017 if any of the promotional material for Dunkirk is realized in the actual film. The announcement trailer was amazing. So much tension. That first full-length trailer, so good. And then I went and saw Rogue One in IMAX 3D, and they showed this 10-minute preview of Dunkirk. It was amazing. I was gripped. I just wanted to keep watching the film. And it was really that 10-minute footage and scene that they showed before the IMAX screening that hooked me to Dunkirk, that launched it past things like Kong Skull Island to be in the top 5 here. This movie looks amazing. I'm hoping it is going to be the Christopher Nolan Oscar contender we're hoping for. And we will be finding that out on July 21st. I have loved both Rise of the Planet of the Apes and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. So I've been just patiently waiting for War for the Planet of the Apes to come out already. And all of the promotional poster work that's been released was amazing. And then that first trailer dropped and I loved it all the way up until that horrible Woody Harrelson last line. But everything else in this trailer points to an amazing movie that is right in line with the first two films have delivered. Obviously, the stakes are even higher now, the scope is even larger, and the humanity amongst the apes seems greater, while humanity amongst humans seems accurate. But I'm fully engrossed in the story. I love Caesar as a character and just how complex he is, and I cannot wait until July 14th when we all are in the midst of war for the Planet of the Apes. It's pretty well documented on this channel that I am definitely an X-Men fanboy. From the comics to the cartoon, yes, to the movies as well. I love me some X-Men. It's no secret, Storm is my top superhero, period, from any franchise. But number 2 behind her for the X-Men team is Wolverine. And I actually think Hugh Jackman has perfectly embodied the character. No, he's not short and ugly, but he really has caught the spirit, in my eyes, of what Wolverine should have been for a cinematic universe. So saying goodbye to Hugh Jackman as Wolverine is going to be a super emotional experience for me. And then, of course, Patrick Stewart is just an amazing Professor Xavier as well. And I'm just hoping that this movie gives both actors the proper send-off. Obviously, Fox is now full throttle in the R-rated comic book movie sphere after Deadpool, and now we're having Logan, but I'm fully on board. Fox needs to do something to really juice up this X-Men franchise, and I think our ratings could help. But what made me most excited for Logan was that trailer. It was perfectly cut. Like, this trailer embodied like an Oscar award contending film. Now we know it's going to be gritty, it's going to feel lived in, the action is amazing already, and it seems the emotions will be high. I'll be sitting here just counting down the days until March 3rd when we finally get Logan. Love Star Wars, love pretty much the whole franchise. Yes, even the prequels, shoot me now. And Empire Strikes Back is still my favorite film of all time. And since Disney has taken over Lucasfilm, I've loved The Force Awakens and I loved Rogue One. So naturally, I'm already just pumped for Star Wars Episode 8. But being this big Star Wars fan, what could keep me out of having that as my most anticipated? Well, the fact that Disney doesn't release the titles of these films, they don't release any trailers, they don't release anything for the film before the end of the previous year. Doing that promo cycle for Rogue One all the way through to January ensures they're not going to release anything for Episode 8 to kind of interfere with all of that buzz. And the fact that I'm excited to just get back together with Rey and Poe and Finn, continue with their stories and see what that next chapter is, that all culminates in a number 2 spot. However, just the mystery and the lack of knowledge and lack of direction keep it from claiming the most anticipated film of 2017. Before I unveil my number 1 pick, let's go ahead and talk about some honorable mentions, and there are quite a bit. I loved the teaser trailer for Beauty and the Beast. Meh, with the full-length trailer for Beauty and the Beast. But the animated classic is my favorite Disney movie of all time. I love this cast, so I'm holding out hope, and I'm still excited to see Disney's live-action Beauty and the Beast. Ridley Scott returning to the Alien franchise. I thought that trailer was pretty good. It had its flaws. So, obviously, I'm ready for Alien Covenant. I thought the first trailer for The Mummy looked cool. I like the idea of having a female mummy, and Tom Cruise is amping up that action. So, The Mummy is definitely one I'm looking forward to. On a more serious note, The Zookeeper's Wife looks fantastic. I love movies about animals, as you'll see again here momentarily. And I love Jessica Chastain. The subject matter is so deep and heavy, but it's another unseen part of history that I look forward to exploring. I'm so excited that Pixar is venturing into Hispanic heritage with Coco. I enjoyed The Book of Life, and I think Pixar is going to even one-up that when it comes to the Day of the Dead celebrations. So we don't have much information here either. We have a couple of images. The poster looks amazing, so I'm excited to see what Pixar has to offer with Coco. And the only other animated film I'm really all that excited for is the Lego Batman movie. John Wick was a huge surprise, and I thought it was a blast. I thought it was so fun. It was so awesome. The action was amazing, and everybody wants to know more about that dang hotel, right? But I'm hopeful that John Wick 2 will make sure this sequel is worthwhile. My final honorable mention is kind of a weird one, but it is part of the Disney Nature franchise with Born in China. I just love that Disney Nature continues on and they just donate proceeds from Earth Day to whatever charity it is. Last year they didn't have a release, so that just amped up my excitement. Plus, I mean, baby pandas and baby snow leopards and monkeys, come on. How could you not be excited for this? So what could beat out all of these movies for my number 1 most anticipated film of 2017? So here's to the fools that dream, because DC suckered me in yet again. But I adore Wonder Woman. I love her as a character. She is one of like my top 3 favorite superhero characters, period. I thought she was one of the lone shining bright spots in Batman v Superman, and thankfully, Zack Snyder doesn't have his hands all over the Wonder Woman film. But what really catapulted this all the way up to number 1 for me is how much I connected to and loved the 2 trailers they have released so far. Granted, that's why I said here's to the fools that dream, because I loved the first couple of Batman v Superman trailers, then it kind of fell off. And I loved all of the Suicide Squad trailers, and both of those films didn't quite live up to the hype. But I have faith, I have hope, I just need it to be good. It would be amazing if the first high-profile, big-budget, full effort from the studio female superhero film came in and kind of saved DC from just complete collapse. And the trailers just look like they are hitting on all cylinders, full steam ahead. The action looks amazing. Gal Gadot looks wonderful as Wonder Woman. The entire story looks fantastic. It looks like it's just beautifully shot with amazing cinematography. And just the pure, simple fact of getting to see a Wonder Woman movie on the big screen kind of is reason enough to put this in at number 1. So, those are my top 10 most anticipated movies for 2017. What did you think of my list? Are you excited for these films? What other movies are you excited to see this year? Comment down below. Let me know what your list would look like. I love you all so much for your support. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!